The candidate from House District 37, Michelle Eberle. You bet.
Well, thank you to the Washington County Public Affairs Forum for having us here. It is always so nice to be able to get out and talk to folks. I was here the last time, I think right before the primary. In fact, I was telling Suzanne this is where I met her way back when, so it's nice to be back. I want to tell you a little bit about who I am and some of the reasons I'm running, and you're going to hear some repeats from what you heard before because we all really care about many of the same issues. I live in West Linn, and I've been on the City Council in West Linn for 4 years. I'm currently Council President, and let me first say that I'm here representing House District 37, which is all of West Linn, a chunk of Tualatin, River Grove, Durham, and Stafford area. How many folks here are from 37? We've got Veronica, yay. It's a wonderful district. It's not too large like Jessica's, but it's large enough to get some terrific walking in. And the nice part is Tualatin's flat and West Linn is very hilly, so I get my share workouts. So anyhow, I've been on the City Council for 4 years in the city of West Linn, and as a councilor, when I came on board, we quickly discovered that there were audits that had not been being completed in the city of West Linn. In fact, there was 3 audits that had not been completed. So we pushed and pushed to get those audits underway, and what we discovered was a $1.4 million embezzlement of public funds, the largest ever at that time in the state of Oregon. So we worked really hard for 4 years, and we prosecuted, we recovered about half those funds, we restored our bond rating, and we now have 2 years of award-winning budgets. So there's a lot of work that was done at the city level, and that's just kind of a glimpse into the issues that were going on at the city. What I also discovered is that at the local level, people really care about things such as schools, such as infrastructure, such as their community and livability, growth or no growth. Those are very, very important things. As a city councilor, what I found was that there's a lot of issues that we come up against that cannot be handled at a city level. They need to be handled at a state level. So that was one of the impetuses for me to start thinking about running for this position. The other hat I wear, I'm executive director for Clackamas Women's Services, which is a nonprofit domestic violence agency serving all of Clackamas County and the greater Portland metro area. And in that role, I too see an awful lot of issues that can't be handled at the local level. I'll tell you, as an employer, I have 21 employees, and my second largest bill every month is my health insurance bill, $7,000 for 21 employees. Fortunately, our agency has made the commitment to provide that. We are still able to provide that, but every year the question comes up, are we going to be able to provide this? What do we do? On the other side of that, many women and children that come utilize our services don't have health care. And so then we're trying to negotiate the system to get them on the Oregon Health Plan. And as we all saw this year, if you are lucky enough to draw the right lottery ticket, you might have health care. So clearly the system is broke. We know the system is broke. And that was really another push for me to say, I need to participate, I need to get involved at the state level to really help change some of these issues, things that I care deeply about, things that the community cares deeply about. So that was when I decided this past spring that it was my turn to take the seat. I have the incumbent, two-term incumbent in the seat who happens to live a mile from me. Is friendly. We're very friendly, like each other, just have very differing views on some significant issues that I care deeply about and that my community cares deeply about. One of the great things about campaigning is knocking on doors and going out and really hearing what it is that's important to the community. And it validates the things that you've heard up here, and I think that for me has been the most important issue, is that I've come to the table with things that I've gathered, that I've gleaned, that I feel are important, that folks around me feel are important. But when you go out and knock on doors and you talk to people in the community, and you're talking to all different socioeconomic levels, all different genders, all different religious groups, you find that there are very key threads that are important to Oregonians, important to people in the state. Number one clearly always comes up: education. It is very, very important to people in our community that we are providing quality education for all Oregonians. And one of the things that's important to me that I like to talk about when I'm on the doorstep is making sure that we're providing that quality education not only in the academic world, but in trade schools as well. What I've witnessed is that we've lost a lot of that in the high schools, of providing those tracks for the trades, and we need those. The community colleges have done a great job, but I think there's significant opportunity to partner high schools with community colleges to make sure we're providing that for our students. And when I'm out talking to people and we're talking about education, I always connect it full spectrum, that we need that education to produce that workforce, the workforce that we need to have jobs in our state, to provide the workforce for people in our state. It used to be that I would hear early on from folks that jobs going overseas, they were manufacturing jobs. What I'm hearing now is very frightening, and it's jobs from Tektronix, jobs from Mentor Graphics, what we call white-collar jobs that are being taken overseas. And that's a problem for us, and that's a problem for us having family wage jobs. The other piece is connecting that to economic development, and Jessica talked about that earlier, that without that investment in education, without the investment in our workforce, we cannot have those jobs and produce that economic development, the ideas for those jobs here in our state, so it's critical. And it's critical, and I think we have the opportunity as Oregonians and gaining on the momentum from the legislature in the last session to really look at what is that next thing that's going to make Oregon a leader not only in our state, but a leader for our whole country in defining those economic jobs, creating that workforce, and creating that good quality, world-class education all the way through from preschool all the way through to graduate school. So those are the things I care deeply about. I don't have enough time to talk about healthcare. That's another one of my passion areas that I hope to work on when I get to Salem. I thank you all for being here, for listening, and thank you for your support.